Hello, everyone, and welcome you all to another chapter of the Essential AI tutorial. Okay, so now we are on our chapter number 12, and I'll be giving you guys a small understanding about Midjourney. Okay, so Midjourney also does the same thing of basically creating images from text. Okay, but this one is basically a paid software right over here. If you do want to use it by paying it on a monthly basis or on a yearly basis, I'll be showing you guys that, and also just an example of how you will be able to use Midjourney and how to make your searches. I'll be telling you guys about all of that over here into this particular chapter. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So over here, as you guys can see, now I'm over here in my Google search engine. So from here, basically, you need to search for Midjourney. Okay. So let me type Midjourney right over here and let's click on enter. And once you click on Midjourney here, you guys can see that I do have two of these websites. Okay, so over here this is the main website for Midjourney, and underneath here you do have a Discord link. Okay, so basically if you subscribe you will be redirected in the Discord pages itself. Okay, but let's come here, let me show you guys the home page of Midjourney. Okay, so not that imagine.art. Okay, just come underneath and here you guys can see www.midjourney.com. This is the address, and if I just click over here once, you guys can see the interface will basically look kind of like this. Okay, so this is the interface of Midjourney. Okay, so if you already have an account with them, you guys can just click on login. Okay, and here you can see that you need to continue it with Discord. Okay, if you don't have a Discord account, you guys can basically open up a Discord account. Okay, and over here you guys can sign up right over here itself, and here you guys can see that it tells a bit about Midjourney. Okay, so it is an independent research lab basically exploring new mediums of thought and expanding the imaginative powers of the human species. Okay, so basically you guys can see a bit information over here about Discord. If you do want to check out the documentation, just click on documentation, and over here if you want to get a quick start guide like how you will be able to join Discord, or how you'll be able to join Midjourney on Discord, then you will get a quite better idea about that. Okay, so this is about that. Let's go back. If you just click on to the showcase option, here you guys will be able to see that these are few of the images which are being created by Midjourney. Okay, so Midjourney is quite an advanced AI tool which generates stunning images. Okay, according to your prompt, but in real world that kind of scenarios that doesn't exist. Okay, but regarding your prompt they're just generating you images, so you just want to check those out. You guys can just click right over here onto those particular images and just check onto the right side. Okay, so here basically you guys can see that these were basically the prompts that were given to create this particular set of image. Okay, and at the same time if you just scroll up and down, here you guys can see you will be able to change it up. Okay, so here as you guys can see the white surface surrounded by different tropical plants. Okay, so the first command was white surface. Okay, so on the background you guys can see that they do have a white surface which is surrounded by different tropical plants. Okay, so here you guys can see there are these banana trees which are the tropical plants, And the command also says, and a minimal blue dreamscape with water and white clear sky. Okay, so here you guys can see there are some minimal blue dreamscape with water, and here white clear sky. Okay, so here you guys can see it's a white clear sky and sun ray backlight. Here you guys can see there is a sun ray backlight, and there is photorealism. It shows a realistic photo, and they do have studio lighting, and it looks hyper realistic. Okay, so this was basically the prompt, and here you guys can see what was the aspect ratio. Here you guys can see AR means the image aspect ratio, so they do have 1:2, they do have 9:16, which will give you an image portrait. Okay, so if you just come here, you guys can see this was the prompt, and if you come down here, you guys can also see that the ratio of, or the aspect ratio of this particular image is 3:4. Okay, and also here you guys can see it kind of gives like animated vibe, because they do have stylized this one by 50%. Okay, so here basically stylize option influences how strongly the Midjourney aesthetic is applied. So basically here you guys can see the differences as well. Like low stylization values produce images that closely matches that prompt but are less artistic. Okay, so here in the stylization option, if you produce an image which will closely match the prompt but are less artistic, but the ones which do have a high stylization value, that creates very artistic but less connected to the prompt. Okay, so over here you guys can see the stylization option is 50. So if you just come down here, you guys can see a beautiful casserole of Zealand mussels, and here you do have another image. You guys can just come down, and here you guys can see you guys can make some stunning designs right over here. Okay, so the aspect ratio of this particular image is 9:16 as well, and you guys just check those things out. Okay, so here you guys can see these images are quite realistic. Okay, so this is what you guys can check out from showcase option if you do want to check out all their work. Okay, so let's close this one down, and if you do want to check more, you guys can just check out these images as well. You can do photo manipulation over here itself by using your prompt. Okay, so now let's go back right over here. Let's come back, and from here, now let me show you guys about subscription plans. Okay, so over here now, if you do want to buy Midjourney, here you guys will be able to see a subscription plans. Okay, so here you guys can see the monthly subscription will basically cost you around $10. Okay, which is the basic plan. And over here, if you are going for an annual one, in that case, which is around $96 a month or $96 per annum, which comes around $8 a month. Okay, so here you guys can see what are its advantages. Okay, and what all will be available right over here. Okay, so if you take the $30 plan, you will get unlimited relaxed GPU time. Okay, but the best one over here is this one. Okay, which is 120 a month, and yearly that's around 1152 annum. Okay, so over here you guys can see which is around 60 hours a month. Okay, and here you do have 12 fast jobs, 3 relaxed jobs, and 10 jobs in queue. Okay, so you guys can use that one as well. Okay, and if you do, they do support different kind of cards. Okay, you guys can use your credit or debit cards. here they do have the Mastercard, Visa card, and the American Express. So you can use any of this. And here, if you do want to manage your subscription, let's say if you do want to change it or auto renew those, you guys can do that as well. And if you do need any kind of idea of how you need to start writing prompts, here you guys can see that here you do have writing prompts option. So if you just click on prompts, which will directly lead you right over here. So basically, once you are in Midjourney, and if you do want to write any prompt, here you need to start it with /imagine. Okay, and once you write /imagine, here you will already have a box of prompt where you guys can describe what kind of image are you basically looking for. Okay, so this is the basic prompt right over here. So let me just go back and let me just show you guys over here into the Discord account. Okay. So if you come right over here, if you do want to go to your Discord account, you guys can just come here directly and go to your Discord account. And after that, once you log into your Discord account, if you search in the search bar as Midjourney, join their group, you guys can actually join their group. But let me just click right over here to the Midjourney option, and now it will basically lead me into their Discord account. So here you guys can see you have a page up quite like this. Click on accept invite and it will redirect you to their Discord account right here itself. Okay, so let's check that out over here. So once you enter, you will have an interface quite like this. Okay. So over here, you guys can see if you do want to know how to get started. Okay. You guys can see this is how you will have a page of getting started and you guys can check those out. And if you do want to check out announcements over here in the Midjourney page, you guys can click on this and you will get different information right over here. If you are a new user, you guys can go to newbies option and you guys can actually work with that. Okay, so if I just click on newbies over here, let's click newbies option, and here you guys can see that this is how you guys will work on Midjourney right over here. Okay, so if you do want to download Discord into your PC or into your phone, you guys can just click onto this icon right over here, and here you guys can just download it for your Mac or for your Windows, if you're using a Linux, or if you're using Discord in your phone, you guys can go with iOS or Android from here itself. Okay, so let me just close this thing down, and here you guys can see that this particular image is being created using Midjourney right over here. Okay, so if you don't check that out, and if you just want to go down itself, let's come here. Here you guys can see what was the search? A pop young woman in her 20s, dressed in hoodie, wearing a witch hat on her head. Pastel color. You also mentioned the color right over here. And now, if you take up a look, you guys can see that you do have this option as U1, U2, U3, and U4. Okay. So over here, this is actually created like this is U1, U2, this is U3, and U4. Okay. So any pictures which you like from this particular end, you can just click on them. Okay. Otherwise, let's say I do like this one, or I do like this particular one, and I want to work more with that particular image. You guys can just click on U3 and you guys can work on that. But first thing first is basically how you will be able to write up a prompt. Okay. So over here under this messaging option, basically you will be able to create up a prompt. Okay. But for me, I won't be able to do that because I don't have subscription for Midjourney. Okay. So if I come right over here and I need to type /imagine. Okay. So here you guys can already see that I do have this particular option right over here. And also if you do want to answer it you any kind of question, okay, you guys can just click on slash answer, and after that you guys can just put out your question. Okay, and if you do want to view any kind of documentation, you guys can come here, you guys can put slash docs. If you do if you want to check what are the frequently asked questions, you guys can go to slash FAQ here. uh, if you do want to get an answer to a question, let's go for slash ask. And if you want to blend images, which is photo manipulation, you guys can go with slash blend. And also if you just uh, write a prompt based on your image, you can go to slash describe. If you want to get give a feedback, you guys can go with slash feedback. If you want to come here, and I have already told you, if you want to create images with Midjourney, go with slash imagine. Okay, so there are different options right over here which you guys can use. Okay, but at the start of each and every one, you need to make sure that you use the slash option. Okay, so over here, if you do want to start a new thread, here you guys can use slash thread option. Okay, so just come here on top, and once you type imagine over here, basically you guys can provide your prompt. Okay, so if I just type a girl sitting on the balcony facing the sea. Okay, so let's say if this is my prompt, and if I just click on enter, they will give me 4 of these images which will get created. Okay, and after that, from there I can basically choose on U1, U2, U3 or U4. And if I don't like the images which were being created, I can come here and I can just redo it. Okay, so using this redo button, I can just redo that one. Otherwise, if I do want an enhanced version of those images, I can come here and I can just check out V1, V2, V3 and V4 as well. Okay, so for now, if I try to click on enter, here you guys will be able to see that now they are not able to provide me a free trial. Okay, so over here I need to make sure that I subscribe over here. But here, as you guys can see, that right at this particular place here, now if you want to upscale this image, if you do want to actually zoom in or zoom out, okay, you guys can actually do that right over here. Okay, you guys can see here the image which I had, they are working on that as well. Okay, so the first image which was created was this particular image, and from there again you guys can see they do have changed the prompt, and over here you guys can see again they do have worked with this image. And again right over here you guys can see they do have selected the U3 option. Okay, and here you guys can see that again they are actually telling to change the attire over here. And this is how you guys can basically work and basically change all these options the way you want to work over here. And under here you do have different options as well. Okay, if you do want to generate this image from this general 2 option, you guys will be able to do that. And if you do come right over here, okay, if you just go on top, if you do want any trial support, you guys can come here and you guys can do that. Like if you have any kind of billing issues and stuff, okay, you guys can come here and you guys can just share your problems in this particular group over here as well. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys do have got a basic idea how Midjourney works. Okay, And in Discord, you do have the Midjourney bot, and they do have a description as well. Okay. So they tend to provide or generate an image based on a text prompt in under 60 seconds. Okay. So whatever prompt you will give, it will basically generate an image based on that prompt within 60 seconds using the slash imagine command. Okay. So this is about that. So yeah, I hope this class was clear, and I hope to see you all in the next chapter where we'll be talking about more AI uh, things like stable diffusion. We'll talk about that, how you can generate image in stable diffusion as well. So see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.